They say it's a big rich town. I just come from the poorest part. What's up, y'all? This is Ty. I am here to review season 4, episode 8 of Power Book 2 Ghosts. And the episode is titled Higher Calling. That's right. We only got 2 episodes left after this before the big season finale. And we got to see how things are going to go with this show and how everything is going. But before I do that, I got to give a shout out to all my lovely subscribers. You know who you are. You're holding me down in the comment section. Shout outs to Tay Bullard. Shout outs to DeMarcus Vaughn. Shout outs to Old Boogie Baby. Shout outs to the R.C. Kroger, June BOC, and all the rest of you wonderful people that have been watching this show with me. Now, with that being said, let's get down to this review. All right, now, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like some of the stuff they're doing, it feels like they're introducing new characters. Like, in this episode, we saw Effie's mother. We seen Effie's mother. We get introduced to Effie's mother, who's clearly, we learn a little backstory. But I feel like we really didn't need that. And we learned Effie's name is Josie, really. And then Effie dealt with being molested and all of this. And her mother's pretty much a bum. And she don't have any respect for her mother. But I'm like, why are we introducing this character now? We only have 2 episodes left of this show. Maybe they did this before they knew the show wasn't coming back for another season. Because I'm feeling like, what did we need that for? I don't know. Was it just me? I didn't feel like we needed that because we seeing this thing about her mother. We getting that backstory on her mother and how her mother's, just not a good parent, and how Effie was, abused, and her mother ignored it, and the mother was chasing after some boyfriend, and he cheated on all this other stuff, and they have a pretty estranged relationship. So I guess that's to give us a little backstory on Effie and why Effie is the way she is. But I just felt like right now we didn't need that. And did y'all notice that's the actress from The Sopranos, which was another big hit show back in the day. But still, good to see her. But I still felt like I didn't need that appearance. I just didn't. I don't know. It just didn't do it. I don't know what it's going to do to move the story along. It seemed like that's something that could be fleshed out more. Also, we saw in this episode, Braden and his girlfriend, the drug addict, she overdosed. He finds out that there's her coke was laced with fentanyl. So now he takes her phone, calls her dealer, and he tells Tariq come with him to just scare the guy. Why did we need this? I'm agreeing with Tariq, and I'm also feeling like, Braden, you're so in love with this character. To be honest, I didn't care about the girlfriend. I'm like, I didn't care about the girlfriend. Let's get to the action. I didn't care about Braden's feelings about this girl. I didn't care about any of that. And that scene where he goes over there and Braden's all coked up himself. He goes over there with Tariq and confronts the guy and then shoots the guy after forcing the guy to take some coke himself. Forced him to take some coke. Then he shoots him and kills him. And now he's made a bigger mess. Again, why? What is this storyline for? How is this going to tie in? That's what I was thinking. How is this going to tie? We got enough going on. I want to keep it on the Tejadas and Noma and all of that. I want to keep that going. I feel like why we need this other storyline. That was just me. Although it was entertaining, I was like, we don't need this storyline, man. We don't need it. But anyway, Braden does all of that, then goes to the hospital, tells the young lady, because now his girlfriend, she's come out of this, she's going to be all right. And he tells her, listen, I handled, she said, you know what? No more drugs for me. And he tells her, I handled the guy that did that. I took good care of him. That was stupid to tell her. That was supposed to be a turn on. And now she's like, he did all that for her to only say, I don't get down like that. And now she don't want nothing to do with him. I was like, okay, that's interesting. So now I got those out of the way. Those were things that I really didn't care for in this episode. I felt like weren't needed. But now let's get to some things that I found that were interesting here. We see in the beginning of the episode, Detective Carter telling the team that Felicia died in a car crash. And Nico's not falling for it at all. And I'm like, okay, are we starting to see some, some wrinkles in the team? Is Nico going to turn on him? Because Nico's looking at him like, what really happened? A car accident? Really? You want me to fall for that? And Carter, does his usual spiel. He's like, no, it's the truth. I wish it were. That's what it is. Meanwhile, Monet and Tariq trying to figure out a way that they can get Carter out of their hair. And so they figure, let's tell him about what plans that Monet has and vice versa. So it's like, let's try to get these two to cancel each other out, which is pretty much a pretty decent plan and a smart thing to do. I think that's a pretty smart thing to do. And, Monet is furious because did you see that scene where they're over there and Kane and Noma have decided to announce that they're getting married and they're doing all this is strictly for business purposes because she's not a citizen of the U.S. and he is. I think it's a stupid idea personally because it's like, so you're going to marry this guy with this checkered criminal past and you're trying to do business and get these government contracts. It just doesn't seem like a smart thing to do. And then we also see in this episode her daughter questioning her, wanting to know. Noma's daughter is questioning her, wanting to know what's going on. What are you really up to? What are you really doing? And Noma tells her this thing about, oh, I gotta tell the truth. Your father was into drug dealing and all of that, and I'm legit. She lied to her basically. Then we see Noma's daughter going to Kane and asking him questions because she's not buying that either. She's like, what's my mother doing with you? First of all, I'm not calling you dad. And what is my mother doing with you? You're a criminal. She started questioning him. And then he's like, listen, take this money, go buy something, get out of my face. He doesn't answer her. But you can clearly tell that she is not buying that stuff either. And she shouldn't be. So I'm like, okay, that interesting stuff right there. Then we also see in this episode, Kane and his brother Drew going at it, doing things to sabotage each other. Kane buying out the underground fight club thing, buying out the building because he's now connected with Noma, which stops Drew from having the fights in that building, and that pisses him off. And then Drew retaliates by going in and stopping the gun shipment, getting those guns stopped. And he's like, oh, sorry about your gun. So they're doing these little petty things towards each other. And it's like, it's crazy. And he's down with Carter and Kane is down with Noma. And Monet is not happy about this because she's like, come on, we Tejadas. We got to stick together. What's all of this? What's going on with this? So all that is interesting. But what this does, right, is now it's like, okay, we got to do something. We got to figure something out. So Kane decides, let's have a meeting with Nico and put Nico into butter his pockets to get him to turn on Carter. Because Carter's dirty. Get him to turn on Carter. That doesn't go like they thought it was going to go. I said, oh, this is getting interesting. Nico runs right back and tells Carter everything. He says, listen, tell her you're going to meet up with her. And so when he tells her that, instead of Nico showing up, Carter shows up. And they have this conversation, and she's like, he's like, they told me you were trying to bust me, that you're dirty, and you're doing these dirty things. And he mentions what was told. He said, well, Monet and them told me things about you too. So it's like they're telling, they're conversing, and they decide, what if we team up and take down a common enemy? And that's pretty much where the episode ended. And I was like, that's going to be interesting. So now, this episode, it was okay for me. It was interesting. But you know what I want. I want the action. I want the pow, 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 bang, 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 bang. So I guess that's what we're going to get in these final 2 episodes. Because now we're going to see what's going to go to head. Because now we got Carter and Noma teaming up. Is that really going to last? Do we think that's really going to last? I don't know. I don't think that's going to last. I'm really not seeing that. What else happened in this episode? We have Diana trying to get her groove on with Tariq because she wants to try to make a baby again, or she because of the loss of her child. She's like trying to get pregnant again. Stupid, stupid, stupid idea. Sit down. That was dumb of her. Just a lot of stuff going on. I was like, that was really dumb. But I thought this episode was interesting, and a lot of criticism. A lot of my friends were saying was like, what's going on? They added things in here. The storyline is just felt rushed to a lot of people. A lot of my friends that watched the episode said, Ty, I feel like this episode felt rushed, and like they're just throwing things in there. And listen, we only got a few episodes left. This is the final season. What is going on? But I still thought it was interesting. I get what my friends were saying when they mentioned that too. But I still thought it was. And even some of you down in the comment section felt like you feel like the writing is all over the place. And this whole thing with, Noma and Kane about to get married. And it's a lot going on. There is quite a lot of twists and turns. And like I said earlier in my review about this, that's why I didn't care for the whole introducing Effie's mother thing. What did we need that for? So I'm in agreement with y'all about that. But I still thought that this was a decent episode, and I'm still looking forward to how this is going to end. Who's going to die? Because in the Power universe, somebody always dies. I hope that these last two episodes really are like top notch. I mean, it's been a good season so far, but I hope that these last two episodes are really top notch. And that I want to leave this series like, damn, that was good. That's how I wanted to go out like that. But I'm also hearing, and y'all let me know, I've been hearing these rumors that there are going to be more Power spinoffs. So that's interesting too. So I think I've covered everything here in this episode. Things I wanted to cover in this episode. Lots of twists and turns. That's all I have. If it's anything I left out, you let me know down below. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video.